Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is SARIPUDDIN. Student number H0120305. Class English Education C 2020. Cooperative Learning Strategy and Simulation of Learning Using Computer. Cooperative Learning Strategy. Cooperative learning strategy is a series of learning activities carried out by students in certain groups to achieve the learning objectives that have been formulated. Cooperative learning is a learning model using a grouping system small team, namely between 4 to 6 people who have different academic backgrounds, genders, race, or ethnicity. Characteristic of cooperative learning. 1. Team learning. The team is a place to achieve goals, so the team must be able to make every student learn. All team members must help each other to achieve learning objectives. Each group is heterogeneous. 2. Based on cooperative management. Cooperative learning has 4 main management functions, namely planning functions, organizational functions, implementation functions, and control functions. 3. Willingness to cooperate. The success of cooperative learning is determined by the success of the group. 3. 4. The principle of togetherness or cooperation needs to be emphasized in this cooperative learning. 4. Collaboration skill. The ability to work together is practiced through activities in group activities. Thus, students need to be ensured to be willing and able to interact and communicate with other members. C. Principle of cooperative learning. Yang pertama, positive interdependence. Positive interdependence is a relationship that occurs in order. Positive interdependence requires formative interactions that allow fellow students to motivate each other to achieve optimal result. Yang kedua, face-to-face interaction. Face-to-face interaction is manifest by dialogue that is carried out not only between students and teacher, but also between students and students. Such interaction allows students to become source of mutual learning. 3. Yang ketiga, there is an individual responsibility. If each individual is responsibility for themselves, it will give birth to learning efforts, and this is all student activities to improve both abilities they already have and new abilities. Student learning activities are carried out in groups, so between them there is mutual learning through the exchange of thoughts, experience, and ideas. Yang keempat, participation and communication. Cooperative learning model trains students to be able to participate actively and communicate. This ability is very important as their provision in life in society in the future. Cooperative learning models. Yang pertama, student teams achievement division. Yang kedua, model jigsaw. Yang ketiga, group investigation, less structural method. Learning simulation using computer. Definition: computer-based learning is learning that uses a computer as a tool. According to Hick and Hayes in Wina, with computer-based learning, students will interact and deal directly with computers individually. Principle. Yang pertama, orient to learning objectives. Yang kedua, oriented to individual learning, oriented to independent learning, dan oriented to complete learning. benefit. Yang pertama, for teacher. The teacher will play more of a role as facilitator for students, provide alternative varieties of learning methods, help develop learning media, provide guidelines for further development, less minimize the level of misunderstanding of concept theories that are often experienced by students. For student will more easily and quickly understand. After learning materials can interact student learning motivation during the learning process, improve student learning outcomes, learning control is with the students, and less can accommodate slow students. For school, there will be teaching materials that have been validated according to the field of study. The development of learning content will be in accordance with the main points as a critical guide to information learning. Computer-based learning model. 1. Model drills. Models in learning by training students on the subject matter that has been given. Through the drill model, certain habits will be installed in the form of training. 2. Model tutorial. Tutorial adalah bimbingan belajar dalam bentuk pemberian arahan, bantuan, petunjuk, dan motivasi agar para siswa belajar secara efisien dan efektif. Yang ketiga, model simulasi. A simulation model is a model that display subject matter that is fake in the form of learning simulation, in the form of animation that explain the concept in a interesting way. 4. Model yang keempat, model instructional games. Instructional games do not need to image reality but can have characters that provide a fun challenge for students. Conclusion. It can be concluded the computer-based learning is a teaching and learning activity carried out by teachers with computers teachers to in delivering learning materials so that students are not more and motivated in participation in ongoing learning activities in the classroom. Thank you.